What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, this beautiful red interior Aston Martin DBX. French Toast was the only person that commented, and he wanted to see this one next, so this is what we are going to be working on today. But before we jump into that, let's just quickly head over. Competition is now over. Bolt Reptilia R2 competition has now closed. We do know the winner. No, I don't actually know the winner as of yet, because obviously today is the day before. Will be announced on a Discord by the time you see this video, and I will announce the winner on a Monday. But I do have a quick special announcement. When we did the Ribson Starline competition, King Slowpoke entered this, a beautiful little beast, just on the right of my screen, on the left of my screen there, sorry. This beautiful little beast. It did get more likes than anything else, but sadly, it had to be disqualified because he did vote for it himself, so it was his own doing. But anyway, that was a beautiful car by lovely King Slowpoke. Obviously, a little bit of editing there, but it looked cool nonetheless. Just thought I'd quickly share that. I was meant to do it for ages, but I keep forgetting. But let's jump back into today's video then. Let's crack on with this beautiful DBX. Let's just talk a little bit about it. There's not much to say. It's very shiny. It's very in good condition. It's very in good condition. It's in very good condition, as you can see. Body at 93%, parts 94%, frame 85, interior 95. It's only got 3,376 kilometers on it. We got it from the nice auction house, where I did get a very good deal. Don't get me wrong. I bought it for 152,108 and could already sell it for 221,039. But we're not going to do that. Making 68,931. Hopefully that will carry on to when we come to sell this one. This does have the V8 M177 twin turbo, the all-wheel drive version, so this should be pretty good, with 543 base horsepower, which we are going to be putting performance parts all over today. And I do love these engine covers. They've got this little bit in there, hand built in England, final inspection by Evernoor, who is a Red Dot Games developer. Excellent work. Love that little addition. Nice little hidden feature that's not overly hidden. But let's get this one started. Although it's not that bad, we're still going to take it over to the car wash and start the process by getting this one cleaned up. Here we are then at the car wash. Let's get her cleaned. We already can see what colour it is. Lovely silver with a green door just there. Not too bad. I am loving that red interior though. It looks absolutely fantastic. Let's get that cleaned. Let's get it back on the lift. And let's get this V8 ripped out. Ready to start stripping everything down. Okay, time to check that V8 for an oil pan. It is way up there, but it is in there, so we need to get that one drained out. Over you come, and out you go. Should be very clean, not very many miles on this one. And quite a bit of it still going. There we go, that's the end of that. Let's get in underneath. I can already see, obviously, this is four-wheel drive, so we're probably going to have to take out this front drive section, maybe. I'm not 100% on that. We shall see as we carry on. Right, let's start with the drive shaft then, as that did not like anything that I was clicking on. Out you come, nice and easy. Then what have we got? Transfer case, no front drive shaft first. No bolts, out you come. 4 bolts on this one. And then the starter, maybe, if I can get in there. There it is, out with the starter. And then the gearbox, so I don't need to take everything off. That's okay. Wow, a lot of bolts on this one, so I'll get this out. There we go, last bolt, gearbox out, nice and easy. Let's get these big front exhaust sections off, which I do absolutely love there. They look incredible. And let's see if that was enough to get this engine ripped out. First time doing it. Is it going to work? Oh, we left something behind. There's only one way to find out. Let's get it open. Here we go. No, okay, what do I need to remove? The engine cover. Okay, fair enough. Let's get you off. Nice and easy. We'll try that again. Can we go? There we go. So you need to take the engine cover off as well. Nice and easy. That's that engine bay clear, or engine cleared. Oh, I see. These don't come out as well. So these are now part of the engine bay. So inside the engine bay, we've got the radiator, the fan housing kit, the wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir, brake servo, the ECU, lovely little fuse box off with the lid. There are some fuses in there. We can see all of them dotted around. Lovely. Then we've got a battery. We'll just take you out as we are here. Oh my God, I've lost my place now. Power steering reservoir. Then the 2 big old air ducts. Anything under them? No. And the ABS pumper module just sitting down here, hiding away. I didn't even see it. We'll get that fuel pump out from here. And then we will jump back up and look at what liquids we need to drain. So we need to drain the wishy-washy reservoir, the coolant reservoir, the brake servo, and the power steering reservoir. Can I get that from here? I can indeed. There we go. Additional tools, drain tools, click and hold. I'll be back in just a moment. That's all the liquids drained, and while I was sat here still draining the liquids, I noticed there's a second fuse box down here. There we go, all of that fuses in there, so we've got double fuses in the lovely DBX there. I've lost the other one now, there it is. So one fuse box up here, one down there as well. Blending in with the wheel, could barely see it. So let's start stripping this out anyway. Out with the brake servo, out with the ECU. I will come back and clear out the fuse box in a bit. Power steering reservoir, then you've got the two big old air ducts, which are pretty cool, I like them. Out with the fan housing kit, and then out with the radiator. The wishy-washy reservoir, the coolant reservoir, sorry. I will come back and grab that other fuse box wherever you've gone hiding there. But we'll get this ABS pump and module out, and that should be all of that cleared. And then we'll go and check out what we've got going on with the suspension. Is that everything, apart from the two fuse boxes? Looks like it, so let's get this big old wheel off. Nice Aston Martin badge there on the wheel. Off you come. Nice looking wheel, actually. I quite like that. So we've got double wishbone, air suspension. Obviously, we could see that earlier. Front drive axle going into a lovely transfer case, or front diff there, up to the transfer case on both sides. Nicely fitted. Does look like it's all there as well. We've got rubber bushings. 1, 2. We'll check the other side in a minute. Where's the inner and outer tie rod? This is a hard one to get around. There it is. Inner and outer tie rod, sway bar end link, and obviously the drive axle. So that side's complete. Is this side complete? Both bushings, inner and outer tie rod, and the sway bar end link. So the front is all complete. Let's jump down the back, get one of these wheels off, and see what we've got going on down here. Out you come. Nice and easy. What have we got? So let's go back a little bit. Air suspension with all of these support arms. Okay, so it's still air suspension at the back. We have the rubber bushings, we have the sway bar end link, and we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 suspension arms. So they are all there as well with the sway bar, the rubber bushings in as well. Let's have a look. The other side, sway bar end links there. All of the bushings are there. Air suspension and 1, 2, 3, 4 suspension arms. No spring on this one because of the air suspension. Normally there's a spring on there, but because of the air suspension, we do not need it. There we go. That is all looking pretty complete. Nice exhaust section on the back there. I'm going to crack on. I need to clear some. I need to get back down the front is what I need to get. There we go. Long wheelbase cars. Can't maneuver around enough. There we go. I need to clear these fuse boxes. I'm going to strip all the suspension, strip down that engine, and we will come back in to the bodywork. So I will see you in just a couple of moments. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on our DBX, but we need to strip off this body now, so let's just get started. I know you have to take the hood off before you can take the bumper off, or something like that. I can't remember which way round it is. Is any of that? That's all still fixed. There we go. Windshield out, then the door out, then the other door out, and then a little body window. Don't forget that one. Coming on around, rear bumper. Trunk, out you come. Are these lights? Yes, they are. Out with you and out with you. Nicely done. Off with the door, off with the other door. That should be all of the bodywork. Let's just get this beautiful, beautiful red interior out. Out you come. Out with these seats. We will just be replacing this straight up with what it is because it looks awesome. That's all the interior. Is that everything? Let's have a... Oh, no. There we go. Front left fender. There it is. So we should have a right one as well. Ideal. Anything else? Body window. I said about it and then I forgot the other side. Is that everything? Let's have a look. Wrong screen, but right screen, 1%. And that was down to nothing. Fantastic. That's that all taken care of. Let's go grab the welder. Now, this was in very good condition, but it wasn't very expensive. I'm going to say 800. No, I'm not. I'm going to say 500. 1,500, I was well off. Never mind. Let's go and check out the body shop for this one. There is no apparent added body parts, whatever you want to call them, but the normal bodywork shop in here. Everything you need, just one of, no replacement parts to swap it all out. A nice and simple one. That is what we like. Let's get all of these repaired, ready to go back on, probably by the windows, lights, and maybe the mirrors, we shall see. So I'll be back in just a moment. That was easy. Time to get this all back together. Then we can head over to the paint shop. So on with the hood. Obviously, I did just repair everything apart from the lights and the windows. Managed to go back on as they were. On with the front bumper. Don't forget them little side fenders down there, which I nearly forgot to take off. There we go. On with the windshield, on with the door. We'll get the rear door and all of these windows in. And this mirror, on you go. In you go, on you go. Get the other side done as well, just so it's all done. Taken care of. The one green door, that will be sorted out when we head over to the paint shop. Definitely not leaving that on there like that. On you go. That's all the sides done. Round the back. So trunk, in you go. That has got the light built into it. In with the window. Then we've got the rear bumper, and then we've just got the two little tail lights on there and on there. That should be everything. I'm not 100%. We'll go in, we'll get the interior in. That's the wrong button. We'll go in and we'll get the interior in. And there we go. As I said, just keeping it the same at DBX seats because, one, they're branded, and two, they look absolutely incredible in that red. It is so, so good. Is that everything, though? Let's find out. 92%. Oh, we haven't done the license plates, obviously. License plates, I've gone for the VM plates, just with DBX written as close to the center as possible. There we go, and there we go. Now, is that everything? 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's get this one over to the paint shop and check out the liveries that we can go for this one today and what we're going to pick for its color. Here we are then in the paint shop with our beautiful Aston Martin DBX. Looking lovely. Very, very happy with this car. I think it looks fantastic. Let's check out the liveries. Slot number 1, we have got this lovely green yellowish racing stripe going front to back. Obviously missing out that glass roof. Covering the mirrors and also a little bit on the side skirts and a little bit around the grille there. That's quite nice. Quite like that. Slot number 2. Slot number 2 is the same, but without the racing stripe. I think I prefer that, if I'm being honest. I do like that, though. That is quite smart. And that is it. Just the 2 slots for this one. I'm probably going to go for this. That looks pretty sweet. Try and match this color here. Get some components on the engine in this. We've also got the red to play with. So what color are we going to do the body? Let's have a look in the factory colors. There she is then, in the second livery there without the racing stripe, in that matte sort of plumber purple, looking absolutely fantastic with that livery, with the green or yellowy green, whatever you want to call that, running around the grille there on the mirrors and down the side of the car. Really liking that. Got this lovely purple. We can throw this purple in anywhere. And then obviously we got the splashes of this green we can use to colour match, along with maybe red, because we've got that bright red interior as well. So maybe see a splash of all 3 colours inside. Really not sure what to do with that engine because it is a bit insane. There is a lot of pieces. I cannot wait to get it built back together. Hopefully you're going to look awesome in a purple, green and maybe splash of red colouring. We shall see, but we need to get this one back on the lifter. I need to get some bits painted and then we can start with the assembly, starting with the suspension. That's everything painted, ready to go back on the beautiful little DBX. No shocks to put together today, so let's just jump straight in underneath and get started. Front suspension cross member in that body-coloured matched lime green, yellow green, whatever you want to call it. It looks pretty good. I love it. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Lower suspension arms are just in a chrome black. I wanted to kind of do them purple, but the car is purple. I didn't want to go too over the top. Kept the upper ones the same as well, just in that black, just to keep it a bit more classy, you know, a bit more upmarket. But the shocks themselves are in that purple. They look absolutely fantastic. I do love them air ride shocks. On with the sway bar front end link. On you go. And we'll get this front diff in as well, which is also in that purple, looking pretty snazzy. That way we can put the drive axles in. You go. Look at that. That looks good. Happy with that. What have we got? Just the brake caliper to go on now. I have done that one in red to match the interior and a few bits on the engine. You will see that in a little bit. That's looking pretty good. Let's jump down the back and see what we've got going on down there, if I could even get down there. There we go. Just about. There we go. Rear suspension cross member also in that lime green colour, looking pretty good to match the front. It is looking pretty sweet. There we go, on we go. Then we've got the lower arms here in the black. On you go. Round to the other side, if I could get there. This one also in the black as well. Just to, you know, it is a bit classier, a bit more upmarket. And there isn't much purple on the suspension itself. There we go. All of them arms there in black. They're looking pretty good. We'll get this drive axle in, you go. Nicely done. And then the sway... Oh, no, I've got to put the sway bar in. Then the sway bar end link in. There we go. In you go. Looking pretty good. Then we've got the rear suspension arm. I've done this one to match the actual main part of the suspension in that lime green, yellow green, whatever it is you want to call it. Looking pretty good. And then obviously that shock itself in the purple again. Why not? That is looking awesome. Then the brake caliper into the red, just to match with the interior, just a little bit. Splash of it. Splash of red on the front and back. It will make sense when the engine goes together. There is a few red parts on there. Not that I've painted them red. They are just red nonetheless. Ideal. That is that all done. Oh my God, I put myself in a horrible spot. Let's Get the fuel tank in. In fact, let's get this exhaust in as well. In you go, looking pretty snazzy. That is a massive. In with the fuel pump. Let's just come away and check out how this looks. You can see that matching the green there. That looks absolutely fantastic. The purple onto the body looking great. And then just a red brake caliper in the way. Then that exhaust comes through there perfectly, looking fantastic. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the other side all finished, the rest of the exhaust all in. Then we'll get the engine bay done before we go and build that beautiful twin-turbo V8. That's the suspension all finished, looking incredible in its green, purple, black, and a splash of red just on the brake calipers on all four corners. Looking fantastic. What do you guys think? Do let me know. I'd love hearing from you. Let's move on, though. Let's get this engine bay sorted. Let's just start with all the basic stuff in with the radiator, the fan housing kit. In you go. Power steering reservoir, in you go. Back around here to the wishy-washy reservoir and the coolant reservoir. In with the ABS pump and module, on you go, and in you go. There we go, nicely done. Bolt you up, nice and easy. Let's carry on moving around. Brake servo, in you go, and then we got the ECU, in you go as well. Along with the battery, which I did remember to pick up. Yay, good work. What have we got? Just the fuse boxes left to go. So let's go for the first one up here in the lime green. Of course it is. I'll get all of them bits filled in a second. And the second fuse box down here also in the lime green. Just to throw a splash of it in there. The engine does have a lot of covers on it. Although I can't see these properly now. So I'm going to get all of these in, all finished up. And then we're going to go build that beautiful engine and get it dropped in the car. Hopefully it's going to look awesome. Now, the fun part. Let's go and build this beautiful V8 engine that is a monster. Let's get started. Let's throw the block on. The block is itself just in the black. Reason for that is it matches some things on the car, plus it looks awesome. Now, before you jump in and get loads of stuff done on this, you do kind of have to get these cam gears and timing shoes in from here. So let's just start throwing them in with that cam gear, in with that timing shoe at the top, and then another cam gear up here. In you go. Then we should have another cam gear on the outside of each of them. On you go, and on you go. And a chain in there as well. That is it for them. Oh, it's not. There we go. We can carry on. More timing shoes. See, I haven't built this engine too many times yet. I've just been playing around with a few bits in there. More timing shoes. Is that all of them? That looks to be all of them for the moment. So now let's crack on. Crankshaft, in you go, because then we've got a few extra bits that we don't normally have. For example, the oil pump is under here. Let's get you in with a chain on there to balance everything up. And is that still all of the timing shoes? I believe so. I'm not 100%. We will come back to that in a minute. The crankshaft bearing caps are these absolute monsters of blocks with 4 massive bolts in each. I will get all of them done in a moment separately. Don't you worry. And then obviously pistons. We all know what they are. There's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very easy with rod caps. On you go there. There we go. Nice and simple. Then we've got a crankshaft seal A. Now, I have done that one in purple because why not? It looks pretty awesome on that black there. That's pretty sweet. There is another one on the back, so we will come to that in a minute. I'll just get all of this done quickly. There we go. Last 2 bolts going in. That's all of that taken care of. Now we can throw the oil pan on, which I have done in the purple. Black into the purple looks pretty good. Quite pleased with that. Lots of bolts. I always forget what's got lots of bolts on it. There we go. And then if we swing back around to the back, you've got the crankshaft seal B. So we need to get you on it as well before you can put all of the clutch stuff on there. In you go. And I did paint that one purple. Not that it matters because it's all going to be completely hidden by all of this stuff here. On you go. On you go. Bolt it up. Nice and easy. And then the bearing in there as well. That is all of that. We'll get the oil filter on. I have done that one in this green colour. Although it is pretty much only the rim, but because it's yellow, it sort of shows up pretty good. Anyway, there we go. That's all the underside. Rotate the engine. Move back around to the front, and let's crack on. On with the alternator. In you go. Can't be painted is what it is. AC compressor also can't be painted. So on you go as well. We do have a few little bits. We've got a roller down here and a roller just above it. On you go and on you go. And then a belt tensioner just down here. These aren't your normal belt tensioners either. They are slightly different. You can't paint them either, so they are just what they are. Let's crack on. So we've got the water pump. In you go. Lots of bolts on this one. There we go. Ooh, all the way around. And then we've got the crankshaft pulley on there. Now, there are a few more pieces, but we can't actually crack on with them. There is a cover to go over this, but there is some more shoes and things like that to go in there. But we can finish off these belts. Yes, we can, with the last tensioner in as well. Ideal. Let's move up to the engine heads. I'm just going to do these one at a time because they are identical-ish. On you go. So engine head A is painted green, but the only bits that show up green, as you can see, are the little mechanisms in here. And if we can't quite go down enough, but there's some springs in there that do also rotate. So let's get these all bolted in. You go. On you go. Lovely big bolts holding this one down. This is not coming apart anytime soon. Now, spark plugs are in these little gaps, so you do need to watch out for them. I completely missed them whilst I was disassembling the engine, and I couldn't work out why I couldn't take the engine head off. So there we go. That's why I couldn't, because I couldn't see the spark plugs. Then we've got camshafts, camshaft B and camshaft A on here. And then if we scroll round to the back, we can't fit them on yet, but we will grab that fuel filter. There is another piece that you have to remember. Cam gears, on you go, and on you go. Can we do the chain yet? We can do the chain yet, so we'll get you in. And then more timing shoes on each side. There's one here, one down here. There we go. Now that's on. Now the chain's in, I can put this cover on. So we will do that now, just because we're here. There we go. Now, let's get this head on. Now, the engine head covers are in a purple. They look like a very light purple, but because of the material they're made of, they're not too bad at all. Now, there is a hell of a lot of bolts on each of these. So I'm just going to do one, and then I'll do the other one off camera so you guys don't have to sit and watch. Let's crack on. So we've got fuel rail in that lovely lime green colour. We've also got the high pressure fuel injector also in that lovely green there. Then on top of here, we've got the oil fill tube, which is in a purple. Hard to match that one. It's a weird material that didn't want to match with absolutely anything, so it just came out like it did. Then we've got ignition coils and also the VVL controllers. They can't be painted. They are just what they are. 4 on either head sort of thing, so 4 there. And then obviously 4 of the ignition coils. But I'm going to get on and get the other side done now, get all of this finished up, and I will be back in just a second. There we go. That's the other engine head. They're all caught up, both in the same place. Just one more thing to go on. We've got the dipstick tube there. I have done that one again in a light purple, but it's not quite the same. It's very close to this engine head, not too far off at all. Now we're here, and I remember we've got timing cover C's. These all need to go on the back of the engines. Don't forget them. They are very small pieces, and there are 4 of them. Just like that, in you go. Back to the front, timing shoes, 2 more. 1 on either side, 1 there and 1 there. And that, I believe, we may come back to it, is all the timing shoes. Don't forget there is 2 underneath here as well. So, timing cover B, on you go in the purple, looking fantastic. I have made this engine, in my opinion, look absolutely incredible. I'm very pleased with it. But all the covers and the stuff at the end are probably going to make it so we can't see any of it, which is a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. That's that done. I think we're almost finished. We just got to move up a little bit. So let's get these exhaust manifolds in you go. Can't be painted. Don't need bolting up. They just are what they are. Then the 2 big old turbos on top. On you go and on you go. And then we come to a few extra bits. So these intake manifolds here, they can't be painted. They are in that plasticky grey colour that I absolutely hate. But it is what it is. So we'll throw them on with the filter in and then the cover on the top. Does need bolting down. There we go. Nice and easy. And we'll just get the other side done as well while we're here. On you go, and in you go. Bolted up. And that's that taken care of. Easy peasy. Then we shall move on. So we've got the one engine cover. This one can be painted. So I did that in our body matched green. It looks awesome. The other engine cover goes on inside the engine bay. On with the intercoolers. They're looking pretty awesome. There's the big part of the red coming in that I was saying about. Then we've got a throttle on either side in that green. They're looking awesome. They don't need bolting in either. So we just throw them in. And then the last piece is the intake manifold, which is a big chunk of red on either side. There is more of that red I was talking about, which is why we did the red brake calipers. And it does massively go with that beautiful red interior. But this is this engine now finished, I believe. Just get this bolted up and we will have a quick double check before I disappear to take some photos. That's that all taken care of. Let's get this beast dropped in to the DBX. Hopefully it's going to look incredible. I really do hope so. Let's find out. In you go. Nice and easy. Drop you in. Let's get you put away. Oh, that's looking pretty cool. I'm still not big fan of these grey covers. I wish they could have been painted. That would have been so much better. But that is looking pretty sweet still. And nonetheless, we do have a couple more pieces to go on here. So let's just scroll out a bit. The main engine cover there can't be painted at all. This is the part that has the hand built in England by Evernorth. Well done. I love that. Then the two air ducts. Now, these can be painted not very well, I might add, so I have left them not painted so they match the grey of the engine covers there. If I painted them, it would have been a totally different colour and probably would have looked weird, but you see what I mean by probably not being able to see much of the beautifully painted engine once all the covers and stuff are on. Bit disappointed by that, but again, it is what it is. We can still get a relatively decent picture sort of from here, showcasing a bit of the colours, so it's not too bad. Let's get it up in the air. Let's get the gearbox and the drive shafts in, plus that four-wheel drive mech. I forgot what it's called. Can't think of it right now, but it is what it is. We'll get it on. In with the exhaust. Now, I do love these exhausts. I think they look absolutely fantastic. So beautiful. But gearbox in the purple, matching the lower part of the engine block there. Pretty sweet. And also that front diff on you go with all your bolts. Way too many, and I forgot that it was a lot of bolts on here. Let's just get it done. In you go, in you go, in you go. There we go. Transfer case, that's what it's called. I've done that one also in the purple to match the gearbox. I think it looks pretty smart, and also it matches the front diff. So we get that drive shaft in there, then we'll get this drive shaft in. Then all we need to do is fill up some liquids, get the wheels done, and then we'll get this car outside, all finished off in the sun. Here we are then, all finished with our brand new Aston Martin DBX 2022 model, looking absolutely fantastic in this matte plum purple with the sort of lime yellowy green effect on there. Looking absolutely fantastic with them rims. Just finished off in that lime yellow, looking absolutely incredible. Lime yellow, lime green, or off yellow, I don't know what you want to call it. Sadly, the engine is hard to see anything in it with all these covers and plastic panels over the top, but it is purple, green, and a splash of red in there as well. And I did forget to throw the starter on, so that is in there now as well in its lovely lime green or off yellow, whatever you want to call it. Looking fantastic. I really do love this one. I think it looks absolutely incredible, and obviously that boot space, trunk space, whatever you want to call it, is insanely massive. I do love that interior. More on that in just a bit. Let's talk about these rims. I did stick with the DBX rims because, well, why wouldn't you? They look so good, especially with the green trim on there, matching the trim on the car. Absolutely fantastic. These are 24-inch rims all the way around. All four are the same size. The front ones are 285 width with a 30 profile. Just wide enough. They still fill out everything all right and give a bit of clearance for some road wear. Looking quite nice, and you've got the red brake caliper just showing through there, matching with the interior in its lovely red. At the rear here, again, it's a 24-inch wheel, but this is 325 width with a 30 profile again. And as you can see, don't stick out too far, leave you just enough room in there that you can get some decent road use on it. Looking absolutely insane. I love them rims. I love this car. It looks a lot better than I thought it was going to. I didn't have much feelings about it when I originally bought it, but after finishing this one off, I think it looks insane. But let's jump in and check out what is my new favorite interior. Look at it. It's so good. Can we sit in the back? Sadly, you cannot sit in the back. So good, though. Let's jump in the driver's seat and see what we've got going on. It is just red everywhere. I really do love this. I think it looks insane. Nice DBX logo on the dashboard there. This just looks absolutely fantastic. Well done, guys. It looks absolutely insane. But let's get this one started up and see what this twin-turbo V8 sounds like. Here we go. That's a nice little grumble. Nice tick over. Not quite what I was expecting. Oh, that is really mean at the low end, grinding through. That's a nice sound, but go all the way. And we have a V8 with the turbo whistle. That sounds insane. Absolutely love that. This may have just taken over the Mazda engine as my new favourite sounding engine. That sounds awesome. Let's get this one onto the dyno, though, and see what power it's got today. Here we are then on the dyno with the Aston Martin DBX and its V8 twin-turbo all-wheel drive engine. 543 factory horsepower on that one. How much have we added to it today with all our performance parts? Hopefully quite a bit. A lot. 561 horsepower gained, an additional 104%. More than a whole engine added on top, bringing our total measured horsepower to 1,100 104. It is a very good job this thing is all-wheel drive, and it does have slick tyres. But let's go check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. Over we go. Now, I've only changed this a little bit. This was all set up. I left it all as it was. I probably could have tidied it up just a little bit better, but I figured I'd just give it a test with the gearbox tuning changes are made with the Aston Martin DLC, and all I did was played around with the ratio. I left everything else as it was. I took the ratio from a 3.07, which is what this loaded in with after performance parts were added, and now I'm left with it. I've moved it down a bit to 288. I think this is the best one I can find. Theoretically, 87 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 656 in top gear. I don't think we'll quite get there. In fact, I probably don't think we'll even get out of 6th or 7th gear. Maybe around the 3 to 350 mark would be a respectable speed for this big beast of a car. But let's head over to the track and let's find out. Here we are then on the speed track with the DBX, looking stunning in that matte plum purple with the yellow-green accents on there. Looking incredible, but we're not here for that. We're here to see how fast we can get it down the track. So let's jump inside and let's go. Off we go. Very quick off the line there. Way past the 100 kilometers an hour very early on. Where will we finish up? Coming up to 200 kilometers an hour now. 271 was the DB5. I'm sure we're going to smash through that and absolutely demolish that. There that goes. Where are we going to finish up? Between 300 and 350 is what I sort of estimated. A big range. We're in there already though. Will we get up towards the 350? Come on, little DBX, you can do it. There's 340. Come on. No, not quite. 349 kilometers an hour from the Aston Martin DBX. That is actually pretty good. 349 kilometers an hour from the Aston Martin DBX. Not too bad at all. Does still put it 94th in the speederboard out of 139 cars. So, yeah, it still could have been a lot better. I did expect a little better from that twin-turbo beast of a V8 there that I think looks absolutely insane today. Shame about the engine covers and the intake manifolds covering all of that up. But that is what it is. It still looks fantastic. And I do absolutely adore this red interior. It looks so, so good. My new favourite interior. I wish I could get that on some other builds that I have. It's a shame that we can't, but it looks fantastic nonetheless. Let's talk about some facts and figures about this beautiful Aston then. I bought it for 152,108 and I already lost out on 68,931 before we even started. Lost out? That's not true. I didn't lose out at all. I was way above profit. I could sell it and make that much money profit. 68,931. I'm so used to losing out in this game, I completely forgot that I didn't, and I actually did really well from this Aston. Since then, though, I've spent a further 78,561, pitting our total spend for this beautiful purple beast that looks absolutely insane. I think it does look incredible, but our total spend is 230,669, which is actually quite a lot. But can we make a profit from this beautiful Aston Martin DBX? That is the real question. Let's jump in and let's find out. Still only got 3,400 kilometers. I did barely any driving in this at all today. It wasn't too bad. All up to 100% finished now. And now the engine is 1,104 horsepower. A gain of 104%. That is a very big gain if you ask me. But can we make a profit today? Yes, and quite a big one by the looks of that. 337,804 is our sale price. Take away our 230,669 leaves us with a profit of 107,135. Now, bear in mind, everything was in really good condition, so I didn't actually have to replace that much. I just threw on all the performance parts, changed all the ancillary stuff like the bushings and all of that. So, in comparison to a normal build, this is quite an expensive car to build, really. 230,000. I know I spent a lot on it at the beginning, but if you bought it for less, you'd have to spend more on the parts and things like that. So I don't think that's too bad. I think buying a decent one of these actually relates to quite a bit of profit. But it is time to say goodbye to our little DBX. Off you go, and I will definitely enjoy that extra profit there. Taking us back over to 78,691. I'm very pleased with that. Let's jump inside and see which of the Astons we've got next. We're going to do the DBS next. We're going to save the Vantage for last, so we will get this Aston Martin, a DBS done in the next episode. This one has been a lot of fun today. I really have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to come and join us on Discord. The next competition will be up and running by the time you see this video. I really had to think about that then. Not actually up and running, but we'll be voting for the next car that we're going to pick. They will be back on the mods again, so we will be doing mods this time, but that will be live as of Friday when this video comes out, so you will see it. So come and join us to take part in that, but mostly, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Have a glorious weekend, and as always, I'll see you back here on Monday with the next Aston Martin.